I'm Colin Mcgowa. For the last 15 years, I've owned and run my business, Michelin Star Restaurant with Rooms, Wintringham Fields. I'm planning to pass the reins on to my amazing team and take my family on our new floating home, The Recipe.
It's a new challenge for everybody. Everybody wants to step up.
We know what we're doing. Everything will stay a 5-star.
I want to embark on a journey of discovery to explore some new delicious foods, new styles of cooking and meet some other chefs, and report these new ideas back to my team for them to use at Wintringham Fields.
It's obviously a massive journey he's taken. It's going to be a massive inspiration to me, the team. I'm excited, beyond belief.
I'm eager to experience other cultures while educating my 3 girls as we go.
I thought they were joking.
I don't think I'm looking forward to a contrast to my day-to-day life. I'm looking forward to a new adventure.
I'm Colin Mcgowa, chef patron of Wintringham Fields, Restaurant with Rooms in North Lincolnshire. I've been here for the last 15 years. I bought a very reputable restaurant, and I suppose the last 15 years is me trying to get the accolades, the reputation back up again. It's a very materialistic business, we're not the cheapest restaurant, it's quite expensive. So we've got a lot of pressure trying to maintain the level of standard that we are accustomed to in this restaurant. The customers that we have expect the best all the time. So we are constantly thinking about how we can provide the best service, the best hospitality, and with that is a lot of pressure. And over 15 years, it takes its toll. I kind of imagine this kind of merry-go-round, that I'm just on this merry-go-round all the time, full of pressure, non-stop, very repetitive. And I'm just thinking I want to get off it for a while and let this merry-go-round go over here, and I'm just take some time out and prioritize in life what I want. Because if I stay here for another 10 years, I'll just be 10 years older and I'll be polishing the same product. And what I want to do is achieve a bit more for me and the family, and that's why I want to do something crazy, do something adventurous. Not like a midlife crisis, but I want to just think, what can I do? Is this what I'm meant to be doing? Just doing this business all the time? And like I said, it's very materialistic, and I want to do something that's not materialistic. I don't want to chase wealth. I want to go out and see what other people are doing. I want to go to see street food where the guy is cooking amazing street food and he's having a blast. He's enjoying his day. He's cooking for you because he loves to cook. And he's getting $2 for a great plate of food or a great handful of food. He's doing it for the love of it. This food is brilliant, and he's waking up every day, he's got a cigarette, he's cooking, he's enjoying himself, he's got his sandals on, he's not worried about health and safety, he's not getting critiqued every day of his life. He's cooking for the love of it. And that's such a liberty, it's such a freedom way of cooking, and I want to get back to enjoying life where I'm not criticised every day. So the plan is to circumnavigate the globe. We're giving ourselves around about 3 years to do that, and I'm planning on doing the journey focused around about inspiration about new foods, new cultures, new cuisines, new ways of cooking, meeting new people that have a different passion for cooking, and seeing if I can gain any inspiration from that. Along with that, we're going to be taking the family, right? So we're going to be homeschooling the kids. It's going to be a great adventure for them, and we will be trying to create an adventure for a lifetime that we can document via video for for generations to come within our family.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I got some cooking equipment.
Because you need more cooking equipment, do you?
Well, I want to have a really good barbecue beach cooking accessory, and this is it.
Parcels like this have been arriving on a daily basis with funny tools. Oh my god, it's enormous. Where's it going to bloody go?
Big what?
A paella pan.
A paella pan. What I want to do is, look at that, what beauty. So, fire, hot rocks, turn it to the fire, hot rocks, and then you literally plonk that straight on there. Oil, shallots, big kind of ladle, shallots, lamb, rice.
Did you
Take
see
it
he
off, sit on
looked
the
for a
beach.
ladle then, but our house is empty.
Sundowners,
Cigar was that? Was that a cigar one?
cigar, sundowners, ladle, kids, done.
Oh, there's a happy chef.
The main reason why we want to disappear is to spend more time as a family. The kids are getting to the stage where they're doing their GCSEs, their exams. It's not the perfect time, but if I wait any longer, they'll be away. They'll be at university and get on with their own life. So this is the time, now or never situation, to make sure we spend as much time with the kids. But also for me, I'm very kind of, it's a little bit worn now for me. I need a break. I need some time off. So that's the ideal situation for a venture of a lifetime.
My biggest concerns for the girls is I worry about failing them. You know, obviously I'm being responsible for their education, and so I worry about failing them in that aspect. Will Olivia get the GCSEs she needs? I don't worry about them being bored because we've sailed before and there's always something to do on a boat, there's always games to be played, there's always things to do. So I don't really worry about that, but I do worry about failing them. The amount of experience we have sailing is really, we've not had a great deal. You know, we've done a load of holidays, predominantly on monohulls. We've sailed very little catamarans. We've only done that once for a good period of time. The girls have sailed since they were very young. I've sailed since I was very young. Colin's relatively new to sailing, aren't you? I think he's done more motorboating than sailing. I've probably done more sailing than he has. But yeah, I mean, we're certainly not uber experienced. It's just something we love doing.
Very apprehensive about leaving also. I mean, it's taken us 15 years to build this business up, and now we are kind of leaving it. I'm giving it to the reins of the management team that we've had over the last 15 years. They've done a really good job. So I feel confident in leaving, but it's still apprehensive that it doesn't feel right. We feel nervous. I feel nauseous sometimes at the aspect that I'm just going to leave it.
Obviously, we'll be here running the business as he always taught us, and very pleased and thrilled that he finally get to get out of a business.
I think it's a fantastic opportunity for them, but we're going to miss them because they are the main part of the family here at Winteringham Fields, and we used to seeing the children and Bex and Colin, and it's just going to be a big loss. We're going to miss them.
We're worried about, obviously, safety on board with the kids. We're worried about their education. Olivia, our eldest, has mentioned that she feels that she's going to be behind her peers at school, that she'll be behind educationally, academically, behind school. But I think at this age, academia is not the most important thing. Experience, life is probably better than what results they get in their GCSEs. By the time they get to A-levels and university, I think it'd be great.
When I first heard that they were going to sail around the world, I thought they were mad, but I also thought it'd be very exciting for them. And so with that in mind, one has to be a lot more positive. I think the children will benefit the most with all the places that they're going to see. They'll have to be disciplined on the boat, which I think is a very good idea. Nowadays the young aren't so disciplined. I think they will learn a lot too. They will learn a lot.
I mean, it's not just Winteringham Fields that we are leaving behind. We have a very successful pub as well. We have a post office, which is the village post office that we live in. That was due for sale before we left, but that's fallen through, so it's an added pressure. Beck spent a lot of time at the post office organising menial things like the rota, ordering, supplies, costings, finance, payroll. All was meant to be finished and finalised before we set sail, but it has fallen through. So we now have a 6-month kind of waiting list before we get a new buyer, I presume. It's going to be around our neck. So she's going to be worried about that, I know for sure. We're going to be on the boat and we're going to have emails, about, you know, Bex, this has happened, what do I do, what do I do? So it's a worry because we live in the same village as the shop, and you know, people like most village shops, they complain if, you know, they haven't got newspapers or there's no milk or sugar, and you know, we don't want that problem. So ideally, it would have been great if it sold, but it hasn't, so we just need to get on with it. We can't change our plans. We're committed to get on this boat and move, or else we'll never go.
When Colin first told me he was moving around the world, traveling around the world, sorry, I thought it was a big step for him, you know? It's obviously a massive journey he's taken, but we're here to support him, and I support him as best I can. I am running the kitchen on a day-to-day basis. Colin's obviously there. Well, he's just across the road. He lives next door, so it's not like he's a million miles away. So he's always got that. I've always got that safety net there. So with him being gone, you know, it's going to be a little bit more tricky. It's going to be a little bit more pressure on me. The thing I'm going to miss most about Colin being here is obviously bouncing ideas off each other. Being able to just ring him or text him, or I've got this new dish I'm thinking about doing. He'll give his input, I'll give mine. You know, it's not going to be as easy as just picking up the phone or texting. You know, if he's in the middle of the Atlantic, it's going to be a few weeks before he can get back to me. So yeah, it's not just having that person there who can share ideas with more than anything. Obviously it's going to be good for him and his family, but it's also obviously going to be good for the people who he's leaving behind. They get to almost run a restaurant, you know, for them. So I think it's going to be really beneficial for everyone involved. I think it's going to work well if Colin's obviously coming up with new ideas while he's travelling the world. He's going to get a lot of influences from a lot of different countries, but it's going to be a little bit more of a longer process. So it's not going to be as instantaneous as what it is now, where he can just walk down to the kitchen and tell me he wants to do something. He's going to have to get in touch with me via Skype or email, arrange a time where it's suitable for both of us to get on and Skype each other while he's cooking it or while I'm cooking it or whatever. So it's going to be workable, but it's going to be a little bit more trickier.
It works quite well actually, because I was in Perth a couple of weeks ago seeing Bex's sister, and I was in a restaurant, a very simple kind of street food restaurant, but they had smoked eel mayonnaise with a peak of pork jowl. It was amazing. So I kind of wrote down the recipe, spoke to the chef, asked them how they did it, and then I sent it to Gaz, asking Gaz to kind of recreate that without me being present, and it was literally over the phone. And that's how I would imagine some of these inspirational dishes coming along. If I'm in, let's say, North Africa, and I come across this dish and I cook it, I want to see if he can do it here without me being here, but do it Winching Field style, because the whole point about this journey is about inspiration, and it's about getting getting more resources and more culture to our cooking. So the plan is we're going to start from Italy, go all the way through to Corsica and Sardinia,
Between them, yeah.
down to Minorca, south to Gibraltar. Gibraltar, we're going to get a bit of work done on Gibraltar, on the boat in Gibraltar. Then we're going to go down to the Cape Verde via the Gran Canaria, or across to St. Lucia via the Arc. We're going to do the Arc. So the Arc is the Atlantic Rally Cross, which is a safety numbers thing. So there's about 200 boats that cross.
Make our parents happy.
Yeah, and that'll be our first big ocean crossing. So the more we do that with, the more people, the better. Get another bit of work done on Florida, and then through New Orleans would be really interesting, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Houston.
Well, we have to go north of a certain latitude line, don't we, for September?
Yeah, the weather, obviously, we all know that cyclones hit certain periods of time, so we need to go north at a certain period of time, then come back down south. The real big crossing is from Galapagos to the Marquesas, a place called Fatuhiva, which is the nearest island. Through to New Zealand, spend a bit of time in New Zealand, we've got some friends in New Zealand. Then to Australia, up the west coast of Australia, east coast of Australia, see what I told you my geography. Then we go through a bit of Indonesia, Malaysia, back to Phuket. We really liked sailing Phuket. We liked Singapore
And Thailand and the Thai people are just lovely.
Bex used to live in Brunei. We started to get into scary territory with pirates and things like that. Coming towards Somalia and the Yemen and the Red Sea and the Suez Canal, we want to keep south of that. So we're going to go through down to Madagascar via Mauritius and the Reunion Islands. Our general manager is Mauritian, and he says there's no pirates there. To Durban to South Africa. And of course I was born in Zambia, so I want to take the kids down to Victoria Falls to see a bit of Zambia and a bit of Africa culture. The other part is we are not just going to go coastal. It's not about just skipping. We want to make sure that if we hit Australia, we spend 4 months in Australia, travelling through Australia, the real culture, cooking cultures, spirits, history and things like that. A bit of voodoo cooking. Then long leg home to St. Helena, Ascension Islands via Brazil. Brazil's another dodgy one, you know, Rio de Janeiro, you know, these kind of places can be a bit tricky. So again, a lot of research, a lot of homework done on where we're going to go, where and why and what time, and then pop across back to the Caribbean. And then 3 years later, back in the Med, tie the boat up and go for a sleep. What do you reckon? High five, something? There we go. On the boat, are we going to wake up at 6 o'clock and do homework?
No, we're going to wake up at 7.
Better.
8. There's a lot to fit into the day, I think. You know, I want to really have everything done before, you know, by lunch.
So how will their schooling, their routine, how many hours of school will they do a day? Because you do 8 hours at the moment a day, don't you?
Just as long as it takes for us to get the work done, pretty much, yeah.
Well, generally I'm working on a 4 hour day.
4 hour day, 2 in the morning and 2 in the, or 4 hours straight?
4 hours straight, then we're done at lunchtime and then it's whatever.
Break time, jump off the back of the boat, do some diving, come back in.
Yeah, I don't think it's cool to be like, well, we're going to do a bit here and a bit there. Everybody loses interest. You're kind of on with the next thing. So I think it probably works if we do it all in the morning.
I am a bit worried that when I come back, I won't know or have as much opportunities as friends have. But I know that they would much rather be doing what I'm doing other than being at school.
I'd be happy that there wasn't school. I wouldn't be getting up at, 6:30, 6:20 as well. But I'd be missing everyone there. It'd be good to get away from the get-ups and the repetition, but sad to leave everyone.
Yeah.
What are you doing about lessons then?
Well, I've been doing homeschooling for like 3 hours a day of just like the topic a day. Just, yeah, doing assignments and things.
And that'd be the same on the boat?
Yeah. My benefit of doing this will be getting to know, getting to see the world, getting to see other nationalities, meeting new friends.
The thing that excites me most about sailing around the world is the great adventure I'll be able to have, all the things I'll be able to see by a young age, and I think I'll look forward to meeting new people and seeing new places and trying new foods and things like that. I love sailing, and also I've been doing sailing since I think it was 5, and we were at this sailing club with lots of friends from my old school, and it was good because at the end of each session we got to jump in the water, and I like swimming in water, and I like water.
Thanks for watching. Join us next week where I leave my hometown of Scunthorpe, get on a train and a plane to go see my boat. Meantime, Bex and her father drive over 800 miles through Europe to see me on the boat with all our belongings in a van. I finally meet up with my boat and quickly realise the difficulties in buying a boat and completing on a sail. We managed to jump over these problems, get settled in the boat and have a good look round. Join us next week for a sweet peek.